Hi, my name is Libni and I am filming this vlog with the intention of inspiring someone. A year ago, I left my full-time job, removing my security at that time as a provider for the family, and decided to resign from my job. 6 months ago, I left my hometown, Davao City, and uprooted my family to move to a bigger city because I just really had that feeling of expansion, but she didn't know how. And right now, I am filming here in my husband's old room. He grew up here, and this is where I am creating all my content, sharing all the things that I know, and starting all over again. I wanted to show up here because I know that there are a lot of you who has been closely watching me and watching my journey and still pretty amazed with how I was able to do things and manifest things. And if you guys don't know, I started from nothing. I was a single mother and I had failed in many things in my life, such as not becoming a doctor, failing in my business, in my relationships, and eventually turned my life 180 degrees. Now, 6 months after, now I'm here in Manila. Within those 6 months, I was able to expand really. I arrived here not knowing anything, it's just really a feeling. And during those 6 months, I met incredible people, and mostly those people that I just see on social media and on TV. I started doing fun runs. I went to fashion shows. I hired my team for the first time. I have a thriving coaching business. In that 6 months alone, I was able to run 3 retreats. Here in the Philippines, I run workshops and events. I have traveled 4 countries since I moved here, and I've also been traveling locally to cities as well. I've been on stages in newspaper, I've been on TV. I've officially became a content creator, now have my manager, and I played golf and tennis, which are the things that I don't usually experience. I have been invited to company events and became an entrepreneur officially, and became so present with my family. Like, I feel like that's the best gift that this journey has taken me, because I now have more time to spend with my family, and I'm here present at home and doing the things that I truly love. And so the purpose of this video is to inspire you, coming from a person who has nothing but self-belief and self-trust and working on the fear and doing it anyway despite the fear. And I wanted to share with you how I was able to make it from quitting my job to where I am now a year after. I just really live a life, and I continue showing up for me and my vision and for those people who believed in me. I definitely wouldn't be here if I didn't allow myself to do the things that scare me the most, bring my offers to the world, and there are actually people who believe in the work that I do, and I'm really grateful, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to reach to this point where I just continue doing what I'm doing and what I'm passionate about, because I always have an option to go back to working for someone, trading my time for something else. But instead, I opted to be in this way of being an entrepreneur. It's really scary to tell you, but it's very fulfilling once you're able to really dig into the experience and allow yourself to feel. For me, entrepreneurship has been a battle of the mind, and it's really spiritual for me. So far in the journey, I'm having so much fun. It's just new learnings all the time, and I feel like the reason why I'm not failing in what I do is because I continually show up for myself, even if it wasn't clear, even if I'm not sure what was going to happen with what I did. So I feel like, as someone who has just been recently been here, it's been a beautiful ride lately, and I wanted to share the mindset shifts that I have, the way that I was able to manifest things quick, so that you can also manifest things too for yourself. I have it in my journal here. So for everything that I do, I definitely did everything scared. One of the things that is my greatest ultimate secret on this journey was because I have a very strong support system, and that would be my husband. My kids will be my inspiration, but whenever I decide on things, I will always inquire my husband, what does he think? Do you think that I can make it? Does he think that I can do it? And he'll throw me all these questions just so I become more grounded. He's not all like, yeah, you can do it. It's just more like very calculated. And at the same time, when he knew that I can, he would really believe in me, and he would really say, Nalib, like he would really say to me, na kaya, like I know that you can make it. And for me, that single assurance of my husband saying that, now when I can't believe in myself and I'm too scared, like that really gives me the confidence na if he can see it, I can definitely do it. And because of the belief and that energy of I can do it, it just magnetizes everything that I have on my visions, and it just really definitely happens. And so that has been the journey and the very, very secret of why I also got this far. So yun, so anyhow, I've created a few talking points here that I wanted to share with you. Maybe for 2026 or for the years that are about to happen, I know that these are the steps that allowed me to move my life's needle from not having something, or in the 6 months, imagine 6 months here in Manila, to definitely being able to manifest the things that is in my head. So I laid it all here. So number one, this is how to live life at max potential. Like your potential talaga. Like, you know, when God takes you or the creator takes you, you've fully lived life. So these are like what I've learned over the years, and I'm going to share it with you. Number one is you have to be really honest and be aware of where you are right now. Because unless you face the reality right now, you won't be able to move your life's needle, because you'd feel okay with where you are. You'd feel content na I'm okay with here, and what's the purpose of moving forward when I feel safe in this space. Yes, that can be okay in such a time, but as a being in this human body living a temporary life in this body, we are really like we are wired to grow. And one thing for sure that I know is that as long as we are alive, we are continually growing. As long as we are alive, and unless you're growing, you'll start to spiral down and stagnate. You have to be really, really aware of where you are right now, because unless you are aware of where you are right now and being honest, na is this the kind of life that I'd want? Like, am I okay? Am I really happy with where I am? You'd stay where you are, because obviously nothing changes when nothing changes, right? So on my journey, I came to a point dito din, like over the 6 months since I've maximized it and I just kept moving and kept showing up, I came to a point that I lacked and lost the motivation for what, like, what's the reason for me to fight for something? And thus, I was so comfortable that I said, now, when God takes me, just because I made it already, I felt like I made it. Like, this is the I made it moment for me. It's not about the millions or whatsoever. I just knew that I made it. Like, I made my dreams happen. So that stagnated for a while, and so because I had that feeling I made it to a point that I get to go out. I allowed myself to experience different experiences. I exposed myself to different people, different cultures, different beliefs, different opportunities. I wanted to learn from the experience and get inspired again to create something. If you feel stuck at this moment, I believe that the best way for you to get unstuck is you start going out there. You start exposing yourself to different communities, to different people, because when you do that, you get to be inspired again. And you never know what's gonna happen when you start showing up for yourself, start getting curious with other people, what they do, because through that, it can help you create that possibility again. And some people are missing out on those moments of allowing themselves to experience life, and they're okay with where they are. So for me, I am like honest with myself. Am I still happy? Am I still excited? Does this bring me joy? And if the answer is no, I get really honest with myself. What do you need to do? How can I support myself? What are the steps for me to do, or what are the next steps? And at the same time, I allow myself to experience life. I go out there, I get curious. I get curious with people. I meet different people on this journey, just so I can just get that inspiration for myself. And I feel like that is something that I encourage people doing. When you feel stuck, get out of your cage, get out of your box, and put yourself in places and spaces that can inspire you again, in communities. And through that, you start creating again, because you now have this new sense of, ultimately one hack that I do. And yeah, that's just how I think, no? And then at the same time, You have to be really honest with yourself, as what I mentioned. And next is you have to know where you are going, or you have to have a vision. Because I always share this with everybody, if you don't have a goal, every road will be a destination. It's like going on a road trip. You don't know where you're going, so all your resources, your time, your energy, it will be spent to waste. So for me, and if not, I encourage you, give yourself a space of silence and start writing down the things that you really want, not what other people want, but what you really want. And from there, you start seeing na parang, okay, this is where I want to go. Because if you don't know where you are going, you won't be having your own boundaries. If you don't know where you are going, you don't know what to say no to. And so it's very important for you to know where you are going, so that you know where to allot your time, your resources, and energy, because those are finite resources. You have to have a vision, you have to know where you're going, so that your resources won't go to waste. And you can be very smart about the energy, because I believe that we're like batteries na we have to be careful on where we spend the energy that we use with our battery. Because every time you give that energy away to someone, or you spare it to someone, it's like that energy, anything that you give energy into, it comes to life. So you have to be very careful and be very discerning of where you give your energy, of where you put that energy, because it will really come to life. So if you put that energy in, or diba, energy through time is through thinking, and yung iniisip mo, it comes to life because you put energy into, or even people, or even beliefs. Or you have to be very discerning and be very careful where you spare the energy that you have, right? Para kang power bank na nauubos ka din. So dapat people that you spend time with, these are the people that really exchange that energy, so that you don't drain out. So if the people around you are not providing you with that, I feel like you also have to have an inventory of whether you want to be around these people, or does this circle of people that you're surrounding yourself with give value to you, or encourage you, or whenever you think of them, you feel really excited to create with them or to see them. So, because you know that during your conversations, it's really, really expansive. So, that's also one thing. Next is when you have the vision, you ask for support, especially if you feel stuck. Kasi we don't really know everything. Sabi nga nila, when you know everything, you really know nothing. Because when you come from a full cup in spaces, you won't be able to receive what is given to you. Me personally, I love sitting in tables where I don't know anything, because I love absorbing things. Every time I always come as a beginner, as a listener, because there is always something to learn. I always come with curiosity. Most of the spaces that I put myself into, really am a very good listener to a lot of people, because I know that the only thing that we have now is the time. And I wanted to utilize every time wisely. And I also utilize the time to connect with people, because it's not all the time that you get to encounter and experience people. Alam mo yan. So, yeah, that's it. Ask for support. Parang some people find it difficult, but I feel like bravery comes from learning when to ask for support and when to humble yourself down, because there are a lot of people who are ready to support us if we are willing to ask for it, diba? And yun, that's something that I've also learned along my journey, is to ask for support. So next is consume beliefs that will lead you to where you want. So for me, when I want to learn and be a master of something, aside from me hiring mentors on my corner, I would always consume things that are related to what I wanted to learn. If I wanted to be smarter with business and entrepreneurship, I would really listen to people that I admire and consume their contents day in and day out, so that I can adapt the way of thinking that they have. Because, di ba, parang sabi nga nila, you are a culmination of the 5 people that you hang out with. So for me, I am very careful and very aware of what I consume on a daily basis, what I see, what I hear and experience, because I don't want that because I know that I'm a sponge. I easily absorb things. The only control that I have is how I react towards things, right? So for me, I really see to a point that I would be very careful, because if not, I would say yes to it without, you know, not saying no. It becomes me. The influences it has on me behaviorally will also affect the reality that I have. So personally, when I want to be good at something, I absorb those contents with the people that I admire. I listen to their books, their podcasts. I listen to songs that encourages me to reach the result that I wanted. So yun, you have to be careful with what you listen to and what you consume. So if I don't feel good about a certain person, or I don't feel good about a certain belief talaga, because I don't want it, you know. So I just want to remind you that you have a choice, and it's okay to say no. You have to practice the power of choice. Then another thing that has allowed me to live my life maximally is keep going and be consistent. The reason why I've expanded so much is because I every day I would show up to the dream. For example, if I wanted to reach 50K on Instagram, that also means I have to show up consistently. And if you've noticed, I've been showing up consistently. If I wanted to be a top one on podcasts, I reach out to people who are doing that and execute. I feel like the main reason why a lot of people are successful at it now is because they are willing to execute. They know how to execute. They are willing to do the things that not everybody is willing to do. And so the secret really to having the result is to execute it, and to give yourself the permission to do the messy work, even if you're unsure. And that is also one of the biggest secret, not secret really, but if you have an idea, execute it. And one thing that I constantly share to everybody is the faster you do it, the faster you learn. So execute. That's the key. Execution and learning from the result of the execution. And then move, bam, 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 bam. Now express. Also, it's very important to be able to express every day in whatever way, shape, or form. I talk, lalo na if I have so much energy, that's the best way that I express through my voice. There are also other people who express through art, through their hands. There are also other people who express through music, food, whatever that is. So see to it that every day you're able to, instead of you just consuming, you're able to express it in some way, shape, or form, where you know that you can express that energy safely, parang ganon. Instead of repressing it and allowing it to pile up, muna express. So there will come a point and you start releasing these expressions without thinking, and you're not yet alchemizing the emotions with that. And if the person that you threw this unprocessed emotion doesn't know how to process it, of course you're just gonna pass on the hate, the hurt to other people, causing trauma, all those things. And if they don't know how to regulate themselves, their nervous system, the thing that you have thrown to them, they will pass it to other people. So expression is one way of regulating your nervous system. And the nervous system is also, if you have a relaxed nervous system, of course you won't be able to transmute or react right away to certain life experiences. Because one thing for sure, and what I believe in, is everything is happening for you and not to you. And I firmly believe that, because everything in your consciousness is what you've created. Everything is in your consciousness is something that you needed to learn, depending on the vision that you're going. It will just flow din sa'yo. So yeah. Next is rest. It's very important for you to rest. I used to be in this mindset na hustle, 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 because I felt like my self-worth was working too much, not saying no. You know, even if I was paid 8 hours, I would go beyond just so to prove myself. And I know that it was a trauma response of people pleasing. And when I learned about, you know what, I can say no, I'm okay when saying no, my boundaries will filter out the right people to work with, I then slowly started saying no, even if I was afraid. And it was only scary because I had an expectation na it should be like this. But I released all the fear, because what really stops us from living life is the fear, right? So I stopped that and I started listening to myself and to my body. When I resigned from my job, believe it or not, I would wake up in the middle of the night and thinking of someone waiting for me. After I resigned from my job, I felt like I was just sleeping, because finally, after how many years, I was able to regulate my nervous system. Every day I would wake up in anxious. Is someone looking for me? Or have I done this? Or am she angry? Or. So for me, I really gifted myself that space na boundaries and resigning from my job, because it helped me have a regulated nervous system. I felt really calm, and because of that, I was able to think more. I was able to step into spaces where I know I can be expansive rather than put myself in this box and deal with my dysregulated nervous system because of my people pleasing tendencies. And I didn't want to fail anyone. But then I realized that I was actually failing me. And it wasn't the life that I wanted to live. Yes, I was earning much, but it wasn't worth to sacrifice my dysregulated nervous system, my time and my family, to parang I felt like I was in a box. I felt like nothing belonged to me. It was like that. But on the side, that's why my retreats were born, because of that. It was a way of self-expression. So express and rest. After that, I was able to rest. I was able to sleep 8 hours per day, and I was able to run. I was able to do all these beautiful things now because I have time for myself because of that boundary. So boundaries, healthy boundaries. Next is, don't get me wrong, I have moments too that didn't work. Like lately, I applied for this spot on a yoga studio that I didn't get. Basically, maybe because I was also not aligned with it and I was late. That's also one thing that I learned about myself. I used to be not late before, but I've been late lately. Like, it's not a good thing anymore. And that is also how I succeed, because I become aware of being late, that I needed to address it, or else I will crumble and my commitments aren't honored, and I won't trust myself because I said something that I didn't do, and I should be accountable with it. When you say that you're gonna be there, other people are spending time, resources, and energy to meet you at that certain time. And if you are late, no, I'm talking to myself and to you who needs this, you are crossing that boundary and no respect for that person. Yeah, it's a disrespect to other people, diba? So for me, that's what I know, and it is a broken agreement that leads to broken trust, that leads to loss of opportunity. So you have to honor people's time when you say that you would come. Honor and stick to your commitments, because energetically someone else has allotted that space for you to come in, and allotted and move time for them. It's a way of respecting other people's boundaries and the effort as well that they put into making it happen with you. So if not, renegotiate, diba? So I had plans that didn't push through yet, but it's coming, and I don't have brands yet that wanted to work for me. So that's something that isn't working out yet, and I'm adding yet because it's about to happen. So I just have to follow my recipe for that. So this is a new embodiment, and I was willing to work through that. And I was also in a new space, but that is a excuse. So also, I wanted to share that I've also written myself a vision board. A year ago, I emailed myself, and I'll show you the email. So October 13, I wrote this a year ago. October 13, 2025, you wake up in your luxurious, light-filled home, a space that reflects your creativity, success, and soul. Your loving husband greets you with a warm kiss, and together you savor the morning with gratitude for the beautiful life that you've built. Your children run joyfully through the house, the embodiment of health, happiness, and abundance. Life feels effortless and aligned, a reflection of the deep love and purpose that guides everything that you do. Yes. As you sip your morning coffee, you review your fully booked schedule. You're a renowned transformational life coach and a celebrity figure, celebrated across the world for your influence and impact. Your personality brand stretches far wide, and you're on magazine covers, featured in television interviews, and collaborating with top influencers and celebrities. I wrote that a year ago, which I didn't have any idea. Your holistic merchandise and coffee shop has grown into a globally recognized brand, a sanctuary where wellness and soulful experience meet. People flock to your spaces not only for the finest coffee, but for the energy and inspiration they receive. You had out to finalize details for an upcoming collaboration with a luxury wellness brand. TV opportunities flow naturally to you. A collaboration with a luxury wellness brand, yes. Opportunities flow naturally to you. Book launches, which are about to happen, interviews, TV spots, which are happening, and major speaking engagements. Today, you're preparing a conference in New York, followed by a retreat in Bali, which has happened, where high profile attendees will gather to experience your life changing coaching. Your business, including your powerhouse marketing agency, operates under the leadership. So, in summary, you are celebrated not just for your success, but for the legacy you're building, raising future leaders, and showing what is possible when you step into your purpose. Every word you speak carries power, creating ripples of change and empowering others to break free from limitation. As the day winds down, you return to a cozy dinner with your husband and children. Life is not just abundant, it is rich in love, meaning, and connection. You reflect on the journey that led you here, grateful that you followed your dreams and trusted in the unfolding of the path. So that's somehow what I've written a year ago, and most of the things that I've written there has happened. So I'm just saying that I encourage you to write your vision board, write as if you're already there, and email it to yourself a year after. And also, I talked about this in TEDx. If you can see it in your mind, if you can feel it in your heart, then you can hold it in your hands. And I really, really believe that all of the things that I mentioned here has allowed me to live my life to its max and has allowed me to manifest a lot of things. So yun, I guess I'm gonna end this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I could have elaborated so much more, but I feel like I'm gonna have to go somewhere. I just want to say that while you can, you do it already. While the vision is there, do it. It's not given to you out of the blue. All your dreams and visions are given to you because it has a purpose. It is for you. And do it and trust the universe, trust the supreme being, because the faster you do it, the faster you learn, the faster you execute, the faster you learn, the faster you move again and again. And you learn a thing or two and you become someone that you've never been before if you allow yourself to stretch. Whether you fail or not, it's always a win, because if you're there for the experience, you're already a winner. Like, you won't lose if you're after the experience. Stop getting stuck in the thinking and start doing it for you to experience. So to end this one, I just want to say that you're meant for more, and don't get stuck in the story that has allowed you to become the person that you are today. If that story didn't happen, you wouldn't be wiser, you wouldn't be resilient, you wouldn't have these beautiful people and experiences around you. And just be grateful, just be grateful for everything, because the more grateful you are, the more things to be grateful for. Don't give up on yourself. Like, there is so much for you. And yeah, enjoy life, because life is too beautiful. So I guess that is it. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you learned something. Tag me when you listen. Let me know your downloads, what you have learned. All of these are something that I really stick by, and I hope that this mindset can also help you. That's all. Bye.